Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and talk about the Samsung Galaxy S21 and see how this device holds up in the middle part of 2022. Now, what I will definitely tell you is a few things have kind of changed with this device. A lot of things are still consistent, which I think is a pretty good thing. But I think when we look at a phone like this in the middle part of this year, we're kind of in this spot where there's really not too much to look forward to for the rest of this year with this specific phone that will directly impact the price. Now, majority of the time with the Galaxy S, whenever it comes out, we typically have, the biggest price decrease of these specific phones within the first, couple of months. I would say the first month and a half, 2 months. That's when these phones typically go down in value quite a bit. And then they kind of stagger a little bit. And since this phone came out early 2021, there's really not a crazy amount of decrease in prices we're going to be getting, at least in the middle part. I would say towards the end of this year, possibly early next year, that's probably where we're going to see a lot more. But one thing's for sure, this phone has definitely been a really interesting device that Samsung made back last year, and I will say, since my early 2022 review of this thing, not a crazy amount of things have changed. I still think this is a really, really good phone. But I will say the Galaxy S22's release that we got earlier this year really did kind of change my opinion on this specific device. For starters, I will say the biggest thing that kind of affected the specific phone with that Galaxy S22 release was the increase in just the build quality and the better build quality we're getting that we got from the S22 over the S21. We got the premium back. We got that frosted glass back on this specific phone on the S22, and that was probably one of the biggest disadvantages on the S21. On top of that, we kind of are a little bit more accustomed to the lack of microSD card slot on this phone too. So I will say throughout time, I feel like this phone has appreciated in terms of how much I like it. I still use it quite a bit actually, but when I look at a phone like this and I look at, even the Galaxy S22, the Pixel 6, even like the iPhone 13s, those phones kind of are, fields above the Galaxy S21 in a premium, standpoint. In a build quality standpoint especially. The performance of this phone is still great. The screen of this thing is still really good. Everything else about this phone is still great. But it feels like Samsung kind of got played a little bit by themselves by putting a plastic back on this phone so early. Especially when the other manufacturers were increasing their build quality, including the Pixels. Now, the performance of this thing with the chipset inside is still very, very premium. And it's still very good in my opinion. I will say from a lot of different standpoints and a lot of different tests that I've done with this specific chipset, the 888 chipset inside of this thing, it's been a very good performing chipset. I've been watching a lot of emulator type of videos on a lot of different channels. And since a lot of these emulator-based consoles use, Snapdragon chipsets, the 888 chipset on a lot of those consoles handle a ton of heavy gaming really well. I've done my fair share of gaming on my third channel, and even on that channel, I played games like PUBG, Genshin Impact on really high settings, and this specific phone does a great job at that performance. So that's like that one side of thing, right? But also because this thing has gone down in value so much, and because it's still a perfect phone in almost every single area, I look at this phone and I still think this is a very good pickup of a device for sure. The only other thing that could possibly change for this phone looking forward, probably the next 4 or 5 months, is potentially the One UI 5 update. Once that one comes out, this phone is going to be supported, no doubt. It's probably going to be a little bit of a minor change compared to One UI 4, but I am looking forward to One UI 6. Hopefully Android 14 brings some crazy stuff, but those are really the only other things that are probably going to change with this specific phone. Looking forward, I think this is going to be an amazing device to pick up for sure, and you can probably pick it up today and you can probably use it for the next 3 years, 4 years probably. Even if Samsung doesn't expand the software longevity again, I think this is going to be a really good pickup for sure. So that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that means so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.